All right, let's talk about something sitting in your driveway right now. If you sell homes in the Oklahoma City metro or you run a service business out here, you've already got the cheapest advertising you'll ever own. It's your vehicle. That's it. That truck, that SUV, that sedan you drive to showings and job sites 5 days a week. It's either a blank piece of metal or it's a moving sign that works every single mile. And here's why I'm bringing this up now, instead of a year ago. Back on August 12th, Realtor.com put out numbers showing Oklahoma City buyers are gaining ground. Inventory's climbing. Prices are softening. Now, if you translate that out of market speak and into plain English, it means more listings competing for the same pool of buyers. Houses are sitting longer than they were. So, what does that actually change for you? Think about it this way. When a house sells over a weekend, marketing barely matters. You could list it on a napkin and it'd move. But when a house sits for 40, 50, 60 days, every single impression starts to count. Every person who sees your name and connects it to real estate in this town, that matters now in a way it didn't when everything was flying off the shelf. And that pressure doesn't stop with agents. It rolls downhill. Movers, roofers, painters, home inspectors, lawn crews, all of you feel a housing slowdown about a quarter or two after the agents do. Fewer closings means fewer move-outs, fewer punch lists, fewer people fixing up a place before it hits the market. So the same logic applies. You need people to know your name before they need you, not after. Here's the part I think gets underrated. A branded truck parked outside a job in Nichols Hills or out in Yukon gets read by every neighbor who walks past it. Every single one. And that's repeat exposure on a street where you already have one paying customer who liked your work enough to hire you. That's about as warm as an audience gets. Now let's talk money. Because this is where raps genuinely separate themselves. Billboards bill you for placement. Paid social bills you for placement. And the second you stop paying, the exposure stops cold. You've got nothing to show for it except a receipt. A rap is different. You pay once, material and installation, and after that your cost per view just keeps dropping with every mile you drive. Your commute up the Broadway extension counts. Your run down I-240 counts. Every grocery store parking lot in between, every school pickup line, every time you're stuck at a light on Memorial, all of that is delivery you already paid for. One vehicle covers your own routes pretty well. 2 or 3 vehicles. Now you're talking about genuine metro-wide coverage, which is exactly why multi-vehicle programs tend to pencil out better than most owners expect going in. Okay, so what are your actual options? There are basically 3, and picking between them is a business decision more than a design one. A full wrap covers every painted panel. That's the strongest recall you can get, and it's what most trades, service vans, and box trucks end up going with. There's a practical bonus too. A full commercial wrap gives you a solid color field to work on, and it hides the mismatched, sun-faded, been-through-it panels that come with a hard-working truck. A partial wrap hits the doors, the rear quarter, and the tailgate. This is where a lot of agents land, and honestly, it makes sense. If you're driving clients around in your personal car, a partial keeps the vehicle looking like a car instead of a rolling flyer, but it still does its job in a parking lot at an open house. Then there's lettering only. Name, phone, web address, and nothing else. That's your option if you're on a tight budget or you're driving a lease, and you don't want to deal with the return conditions. Now, design. This is where I see the most money wasted, and the reason is always the same. People try to say too much. Picture a driver on the Kilpatrick Turnpike. They've got roughly 3 seconds to take in your vehicle. 3. That's the entire window, so design for that and nothing else. One business name, set big enough to read from 2 lanes over. One line describing what you do, not 5 bullet points of every service you've ever offered. A phone number or a short web address, but never both crammed in together fighting for space. High contrast between your text and your background, because a busy photo background will absolutely kill your legibility at speed. Put your strongest call to action on the rear. That's what drivers stuck behind you on I are actually staring at, and they're staring at it for a while. And QR codes, rear panel and the parked side only. Nobody's scanning a code at 65 miles an hour. Let's talk about weather. because Oklahoma is genuinely hard on a work vehicle. Sun is the real test here. Our summers put constant UV on horizontal surfaces, so your hood and your roof are going to age noticeably faster than your doors. That's exactly why cast vinyl with a UV laminate is the standard. The cheaper calendared film shrinks over time and starts pulling back from the edges. And that's where almost every complaint I've ever heard begins. The other issue is front-end damage, and that's for anyone racking up highway miles between Norman and Edmond. A layer of clear protective film on the bumper and hood takes the gravel hits so your graphics don't. So, what does the process actually look like on your end? Design comes first. Usually a few days of layout work against your logo files and your brand colors, then print and lamination, then installation. A single vehicle typically ties up 2 to 4 days total, depending on complexity and how much panel disassembly it needs. My advice, plan it around your slow days, not your busiest week. And if you want something closer to a custom look than a standard branded layout, a custom build opens up more room on finishes and texture. Couple of practical things before you start. Bring your logo in vector format if you've got it. If you don't have it, that's completely fixable, and it's worth fixing before you commit anything to print. Trust me on that one. We handle vehicles all across Oklahoma City, Edmond, Yukon, Moore, Norman, and the rest of the metro. So if you're sitting on a slower market and you want your name out there working while you drive, give us a call at Car Wrap Oklahoma City. That's 405-669-4371. Send over the make, model, and year of your vehicle, and we'll put real numbers to it. No pressure either way, just an honest quote. Thanks for listening. Drive safe out there.